Hello everyone and welcome back to Minecraft with me, Blue Star. How's everyone doing today? If I remember correctly, last video I was setting up my laser drill here, and as you can see now, the great big beam of the laser is shooting. And the whole entire issue, simply, was I had water right there. I had, made the hole all the way to bedrock like I was supposed to. And for safety purposes, till I got the fence around here, I'd put a bucket of water there that way I could step on it. I thought the laser could shoot through the water. I am mistaken. It will not shoot through the water. It has to have a clear line of sight. It has to be a perfect shot. So as soon as I remove that water block, wait a minute for the effect of how water drops in a hole to remove, down came the laser. So literally that was the entire issue I was having. Make sure I can take off here. Taking off. Fly on up here. Going up, going up. As you can see, it's a pretty long flight because I am over the 180 block mark. To explain that, I did a little bit more research on it, trying to figure out what the laser focuses are. That's what I'm bringing you up here to kind of show. Is just to set up. Here's a laser drill. Still got the 4 pre-chargers. I brought a diamond pipe up here because I've lugged some power conduit cells up here to charge in. Literally the dirt blocks just to keep me from touching the laser pre-chargers right there because it will set me on fire. And on average, if I get lit on fire, I'm losing about 4 to 5 hearts because obviously I'm so high in the air and I can't just go jump in water. So I put dirt blocks to help hopefully keep me from stepping on the laser. Um, so that's it. Just literally, have to keep running power up here, and it takes a ton of power to run this thing. Um, Literally, if I put in the redstone energy cell block, I can sit up here and probably in about 10 to 20 seconds, it's fully discharged. And I may have gotten 1, maybe 2 ores out of it. That is the cost of doing this, is it takes a ton of power to run it. Go back down here on the ground, disable hover mode, make a fall, turn it back on before I hit the ground. That is a quick way to descend, by the way, guys, especially using jetpack. Is just, turn it off before you get to the ground. They'll re-engage it to stop yourself. Put that in. Okay. Now, there's 2 things that I want to do. As you can see, I've already made one off screen, and that's the resident energy cell right here. Just compare them, 10, actually let's do it up here. I have all the different energy cells here. As you can see, these are just the creative ones. I'm not sure the 100% details of those from applied energies, but there are those. The creative one, obviously, you can use that in the creative world. It's a never-ending supply of power. But in survival mode, this is unable. You can't make it. So we've made the LED before. It's max of 400k, 80 RF tick. The hardened energy cell, I've still got a couple of those because that's the upgraded version of the leadstone one. 200k max, 400 RF tick. The current one I have is the redstone, and I'm upgrading the red to the resonant ender. And as you can see, it holds a max of 50 million RF and has an output of 10,000 RF per tick. So that is by far the biggest energy cell I can make. And as you can see, it just simply takes one of my original redstone energy cells and wrap it in this enderium ingot. So to make that, here's the recipe. We have to make enderium blend, which is simple pulverized tin, pulverized shiny metal, and resident ender, a bucket of resident ender. And as you can see, it takes A bucket's 1,000 millibuckets. So it takes 4 ender pearls to make 1, and you get 4 indium blend. Hope I'm saying some of these names right there. Little tongue tire. And then you have to make this perithium dust, which is simply coal, sulfur, blaze powder, and redstone. I showed you before you can get sulfur from pulverizing coal. You get a 10% chance to get it. You can also get it when you pulverize quartz, netherrack, blaze rods, which you can get your blaze powder itself or sulfur out of, or you can actually pulverize sulfur itself. Those are the different ways to get it. Um, or through an induction smelter right there. There's different ways to come up with the sulfur, whichever way you prefer. Now, the blaze powder comes from the blaze rod, or you can actually turn a piece of glowstone with 200 millibuckets of this stabilized redstone to get it. That's what I did to get it, because I did not feel like going back into the nether. It's dark time, let me go sleep, and fighting the blazes. I got that good crossbow, it helped against the gas. I'm not sure if I found blazes, how bad they would be. So, may look at that later. Especially when we make a safari net, see if I can actually just capture one of them. So, that's that. Let's see, do I have any shiny metal? I think I'm actually out of shiny metal. I barely had 2 of them. Yeah, it comes from platinum. And an off chance to get it at 10% chance to get it when you pulverize a ferrous ore. Do I have any here? Oop, looky there. I did have 1. Yay. So it was 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Gotta have a piece of 10. Let's change this. Output mode, so cool. Let's go get some ender pearls. We're gonna need 4 of them. One, two, three, 4. Gonna need a bucket. Cool, we have a bucket of ender. Now let's switch this back the other way. 2 pieces of redstone. 1 piece of glowstone. Let's see, what else am I gonna need? Should be about it, I think. Oops, I need 1 more piece of tin. Whenever you actually break the ingot back down to the basic, raw material, you only get 1. You don't get double. So, 3 pieces of tin, 1 shiny piece of metal, 1 bucket of enderium, and we get 4. I know I did have some of this in my inventory, but I wanted to show you all the basics of it. Don't I just smelt it now? Oh, got to do it in the induction smelter. Duh. But to do that, I have to make The pyrite dust. Ta-da! We got 2 of those. Give it a minute here to cook on up. And then simply to upgrade it. And now we have our second resonant cell energy cell. Now, unfortunately, I am playing on Tekkit, and I cannot make a wire called indium conduit. It's not an available option for this mod pack. Come in here, I need to turn them back to an input. Thank you. And then I need to max out these. That's going up, that's going up. So those are charging. As you can see, each one takes 50 million RF. So they're going to take a little while to charge. Check out the output. Let's kick these guys on up. As you can see, I am almost pushing maximum heat power here for what my reactor can control. That's why one of the next things I probably need to start doing is pulling the water out of this baby and shoving it full of ender or glacier water, I think is what it's called. Let's see if we can figure out glace. What's the water called? I know it starts with a G. There it is. Gelled lithium. From my research, this is the best stuff in the game to try to come up with it. And to make that, I gotta get the lithium dust, which comes from a snowball niter. That's probably, I don't have niter yet. Sandstone. I can make sandstone. That's easy enough. Only get a 2% chance to get that, or niter saltpeter ore. Okay, not too terribly bad. Bliss powder comes from bliss powder rod, or adding redstone to a snowball. It's easy enough. Might be able to do this. Redstone. So I need to mainly go get a bunch of snowballs, and like that. As you can see, it is charging. I can kick this up a little bit more. Let's see, 50, 50, 50, 50. Okay, let's go a little bit. Let's go one more notch. And oh, we'll see what we can do here about kicking this guy up into overdrive mode. Get more power out of it. We are probably pretty much pushing the max here. I think we can actually shove it even higher if we wanted to, but That's the way it is. As you can see, the block is not even halfway full yet. And because of the ratio of how this is working, it is dumping everything it can out. Like I was saying, I was going to update my conduits here, but unfortunately in the Tekkit packet, the redstone energy conduit is my best option that I have available to me, so I cannot upgrade that any. I'd like to, but currently not an option for me. Now, there is one other thing I can do. Oops. Ah! Instead of me carrying the energy cells up there and back down, up and down, I can either run a wire all the way up there, which it's at it's at a height of 185, which means 60 conduit wires, but I also limit, the power to 10,000 RF a tick. Trying to run 4 pre-chargers means I'd only be able to get, 2,500 energy to each pre-charger versus, being able to carry the energy cell up there, which then I could get, 4 sides of 10,000. So, one of the other things I can look at doing is actually building a tesseract here and make my very first tesseract frame for y'all. So, it's going to be ender, it's going to be diamond, hardened glass, which is just simple pulverized iron and lead. I get, okay. Do I have pulverized iron? Yes, I do. Grab a couple pieces of lead here. I already have the ender here. We need a diamond. Diamond, 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 diamond. Hello, diamond. I might as well just go ahead and get this done. Already know I'm going to need you have to have 2 test racks to make one work. You have to have a send and a receive. I do know that much of it. Sulfur, coal, redstone. Get some enders. So I needed to get enough to fill the tank, which is going to be 1,000 millibuckets. And then I have to make, another to make the ore, so that's going to be 8. Get that going here. There's my hardened glass. Diamond. Needed one more diamond. That's kind of there. I'll also need the, yeah. Bucket. Thank you. Again, it was piece of redstone, piece of sulfur, piece of coal dust. What was the other piece? Duh. I'm starting to draw blank, guys. Sorry. Oh yeah, shiny metal. I'm out of shiny metal. No. 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 Don't have any shiny metal. Well, hooey. Silver and... Ooh, was that bronze? I thought that was copper. Yes, that is bronze. I don't think I've used bronze yet in this game. Bronze dust is simple, just tin and copper. 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 And tin. How many pieces do I need? 4. 2. 2. There's our frame. The other ingredient I needed was silver. 2, 3, 4. 4. And there's our tesseract node, guys, our very first one. Unfortunately, like I said, my understanding, I think I'm going to need 2 of these. So I've got to come up with more shiny. Still? You're still not fully charged? Wow. Yeah. So probably one of the things I'm going to be looking at doing is trying to go get a bunch of snowballs, or definitely get my ender system over here running more, because I'm need a lot of ender pearls to fill that thing full of, ender liquid ender. I do have, a decent stack, but yeah, if I'm right, it's going to take a minimum of like 18 buckets of ender, because it's 5 by 5, that's 25 minus 5, so 20. 2, 3, 4. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's 5 by 5, so that's 25, and take out the 5, rods, drops it back down to 20. So yeah, 20 buckets of ender, and it takes 4 ender pearls to make. So yeah, 4 times 20. You can see where we're already at. We're already at 80 ender pearls to turn that into liquid ender in the inside that tank. And I think I'm not even there yet. Yeah, 16, 2, 3. Yeah, we don't even have 4 stacks of 16, so we definitely don't have the 4 stacks of 20. Actually, we need five stacks to get there, so it's gonna be a little ways. Oh well, gonna be close enough. Let's take this guy on up. I want to show y'all letting this thing run at power, at least. I'll go ahead and make that second test track off screen. That way you guys get to see it. Okay, we're enabled. Ooh, I need to recharge that before I take off. That is the only downside of a jetpack, guys. Especially this leadstone one, the weak one I made, is pretty much right now to do this flight, it's one trip. And if you take off if I would try to take off to get up here without enough power to reach, obviously it would probably run out when I'm way up in the air like I am now, and that's just a straight death drop. So, one of the things to take note if you're ever worried about, power is fly above water. That way, at least when you splash, you hit water and you can resurface. Okay. Put this guy in. Immediately it hooks up. As you can see how fast the power is literally just being pulled out, because each one of these pipes is taking 1,000 RF a tick. So it's 4,000 RF coming out per tick. It's full power. It is keep the pre-drills max power. And you can see how fast this guy works. Every time it makes one full cycle, that is a new ore in the diamond chest here. Unfortunately, I can't open it with the cell there, but it is going. It is running. Take a look real quick. There's nether quartz. Let's see what all we got. There's gold. There's nether redstone ore, ferrous ore, nether iron ore. Just the different ores. Nope. See, I hadn't got any niter yet. That's one of the things we're gonna need if we're gonna try to put, niter or that glacial galactic water in there. Gelatin. That's what it is. I'm saying it's wrong. It's gelled cryolithium. Obviously, if we're going to try to put that in there, we're going to need a bunch of niter that we don't have yet. So, okay, now a little bit more information. I did do a little research. The reason for having this thing so high is not what ores you get. It is all about your discount in power. I don't have a screenshot or have all the numbers written down in front of me, but it's something like to get one ore. Yeah, I'm using RF to get one ore. It's like 5 million RF, I believe is the number. So roughly with this one energy cell frame that I just put up here, if it's full power when I brought it up, I would get 10 pieces of ore. That is the ratio of how much power it uses. But I am getting pure ores. I'm not getting any cobblestone, dirt, sand. Those are not pieces I'm getting. I'm just getting the pure ores out of it. I do get, the nether ores also. So eventually I will get things like cobalt, and all your nether ores. I'm trying to remember the others, sulfur. But you can see some of them, you got your coal, which is basic gold. There's your redstone, your tin, lead, sapphire, iron, ruby, and that's basic ore. There's your nether quartz. We got some more glowstone. It does give you your basic overall world ores, but it also does give you your nether ores as well. Eventually, it will give you cobalt. Now, I know I ended last episode Talking about these right here. These are your focuses. Focus. All your different focus lenses you can put in here. I do not know the details of each one, but it like increases the ratio of what type of ore you're going to get. For instance, right here you get the lime focus. If you look at the lime, it's the same color as emerald. So it increases your odds of getting emerald because that's what it is. It will not just strictly give you that, but it increases the percentage ratio of what you're getting. And basically the easiest way I figured it out to remember it is based on the color is more of what it's going to focus on the different ores. For instance, your brown. I think this is your brown right here. That's going to focus on things like, iron. I think tin's in the group. Black is going to be more coal. Purple is going to be more like lead. Blue is going to be more like your sapphire or your peridot, whichever one is your blue gem. Your blue gem and lapis and maybe cobalt. So basically, based on the color, puts the same color ore in that family towards the front. Like dark green right here. I think that's actually from the video I watched. One of the weaker ones is the dark green. Orange is probably going to be like things like copper. Yellow, not 100% sure. Pink, but it is, it increases your odds of getting that in your ores list. Let's just put ore in here. As you can see, here's all your ores here, guys. You got all your different nether ores, and then you get your basic ores. See, there's copper, that's going to be an orange. Tin's probably going to be a light blue. There's your peridot, that's probably going to be your dark green. Your sapphire, that's a blue. Reds, yellows. So by changing out and putting focus lenses on here, you just increase what you might get in the box. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll try to, well, I'm mainly waiting on palladium. That's really what I need now, is I need, palladium or something. That way I can make the other tesseract. I'll keep just processing ores here, and eventually hopefully get it. Yay, start time. Don't like doing that, but easy way to ninja inside, not deal with the mobs. Now they get to burn. One more here. Lead. Tin. Iron. Tin. I'll put yours in there. I know I'll process. Put all these metals back. Obsidian. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. I'll keep working off screen here. And I'll catch you back next time. Hopefully we'll get that second tesseract built. I'll try to get it done off screen. Start collecting some more materials. See if we can upgrade our power source down below. That way we have, a better output here. Really? Well, I'm only making 2,000 RF a tick. That's the best this guy can currently do. So, like I said, I'll work off screen, try to get that done, get the tesseract built, start producing ores, and see if we can start upgrading our power source, because as you can see, when we built this great big thing, I didn't even barely need to run it. Now we're pushing it almost everything it's got, and we're not able to produce enough power. Or literally just everything it's got right now. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to hit the share, the like, subscribe buttons, guys. Um, I am new to some of this stuff that I am showing. Like I said, I've never actually built a Tesseract. That's my first resonant energy cell that I built. Was, you know, I did the first one off screen and did the second one for you guys on screen. Just, you know, literally it's my first time doing some of this stuff. So hope you all guys are enjoying learning some of this stuff with me. I'll show you as I learn. If you have any comments or, you know, suggestions, please leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys for the next video. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.